this is my mission, Cami. I'm on a mission to lead a global movement. This is so big for me to claim this and own this, but I am claiming it. I'm owning it. A global movement that revolutionizes relationships and redefines what it means to love. What a relationship revolution looks like for me is a shift in how we understand what relationships are here for, that we recognize relationships as everything everywhere all the time, right? That we are in relationships, like everything is relationships. And we shift out of individuality and into a sense of relationality. We start seeing ourselves as relational beings, recognizing that who we be and what we do doesn't just affect ourselves, doesn't just affect the thing in front of us, but has ripple effects that circle back to us. Right. So it's a coming back into awareness of our oneness, of our connectivity.
So our oneness plus our connectivity. So it's both
Yes.
sides of that.
Yes. Yeah. Like it's the both and, right?
Right.
Like we are one and as such we are connected. Like, yeah, it's the both and.
Hello, my extraordinary women friends. Happy 2026. I hope you had a wonderful holiday, had plenty of time with family and friends, and just did things you loved and got to just make space for yourself. Today, we are talking about something that every woman leading a business carries, but rarely gives herself space to name. The impact that our relationships have on our energy, our leadership, and the work we're called to do in the world. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Jeni Wahlig, a relationship rebel, empowerment expert, and the co-founder of Powerful Love Relationships. Jeni has spent nearly 20 years helping women step into a whole new way of loving and being loved, one that actually supports the life and the purpose they're building. And the thing I love most about Jeni's work is how much it speaks to us as entrepreneurs. Because when your relationship feels heavy, unclear, or out of sync, it doesn't stay in one corner of your life. It spills into your creativity, your confidence, your capacity to show up for your mission. We don't always talk about that, but every one of us feels it. Jeni brings a refreshing perspective rooted in science, soul, and lived experience. In our conversation, we talk about the evolution of her work, the lessons she's learned walking alongside powerful women, why she calls this moment a relational revolution, and how reclaiming your energy and your partnership can expand your impact in your business. This is a great way to kick off your 2026. Now let's meet Dr. Jeni Wahlig. Well, welcome to Extraordinary Women Radio. I'm so glad to have you here, Jeni.
I'm so glad to be here, Cami.
Yeah, and it was awesome having you and Calvin at Ignite this year and having you guys be the sponsor of the VIP party. So thank you so much for being there.
You're so welcome. It's an honor.
Yeah, and I love what you do. I just think, when I think about relationships as entrepreneurs, our significant relationship that we're in is so important to have a strong supporting relationship and partnership. And I think it just makes the difference, all the difference in the world for us.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
It 100% does.
Yeah.
And it's, I think often a really overlooked part of our business well-being.
Totally. Yeah.
Right? Like we don't talk about, investing in or like fine tuning the health of our relationships as a business strategy. But I really think that it is because when our relationships aren't working well, or even if they're just, mediocre and not super fulfilling to us, we're leaking power and energy, especially as women.
Yeah.
Right? Because, and I was just actually having this conversation. We women, carry so much.
Yeah.
Right? We're so used to giving and giving and doing and doing.
Yeah. We're holding up all the pieces all the way around us.
Yes. And it's already so much to be a woman in the world, in a relationship, in a marriage. Like, we're carrying a lot in our marriage. We tend to do a lot of the emotional labor and the relational labor of attending to things that aren't working and trying to grow a relationship and bring it to the table, the feelings and needs, the social plans, the um, desires for how we want to expand and
Mm-hmm.
improve
Mm-hmm.
and communicate better. And then if there's kids, we're doing a lot of the kid and the emotional labor there and the household labor and uh, a lot of just relational pieces fall in the feminine world because
Yeah.
it's connectivity, it's warmth, it's
And some of our
vulnerability, it's
superpowers,
emotional,
but we
and
can overdo them.
we can overdo them.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
and so we're like in in that overdoing and trying to
Yeah.
give and do so much for everyone else because we've got such big hearts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now we're adding this crazy entrepreneurial journey, right? Um, and we need like that extra energy, right? We
Yeah.
need to be able to rest in our femininity and recharge and be held in sanctuary at home. We need to be able to really be fulfilled and recharged, to have some of what we might normally hold as women in our families taken
Mm-hmm.
off our plates because there's so much more that we're giving,
Yeah.
that we need to be able to give to our business, to our clients, to the world, in our visibility and marketing. And so if we don't know like how to co-create that at
Yeah.
home,
Yeah. So let's
and I
dive into
probably
this.
don't know
Yeah.
how to give it.
Yeah. Let's dive in. Let's hear.
I just jumped right into the deep end
That's
already,
good.
Katie.
And it's
I'm
perfect because it's really important. What I'd love to hear is a bit of your story. How
yeah.
did you land in the world of really servicing women in relationship?
Mm. Yeah. So I like to say that I came out of the womb obsessed with relationships, Cami,
Did you
because
really? Oh, that's awesome.
I really feel like I did. Um, I just have been fascinated by relationships for forever and
Mm-hmm.
dreaming of marriage and love. And so there's been a whole unfolding right through my entire life that
Right.
had been very relationally oriented. And then when I discovered that there was a whole, field of study called marriage and family therapy, I knew that that's where I needed to be. So
Mm-hmm.
in my education and beginning of my career, that's where I started. Uh, though despite getting bachelor's, master's, and PhD in marriage and family therapy, I
Mm-hmm.
still struggled in all my relationships,
Mm-hmm.
uh, to the tune of two divorces and a lot of variety of relational experiences that were really, really hard. I learned a lot, and I think
Mm-hmm.
I went through all those experiences so that I could learn a lot and
Mm-hmm.
get that variety and that learning. But um, what was really a catalyst for me was meeting my current partner, Calvin, who I truly believe is my soulmate. And one thing I believe about soulmates is that they come into our lives to teach us some of our hardest and most important lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Soulmates aren't just like the most wonderful person
Yeah,
for us.
it's not always just like there's all roses and
No,
butterflies.
no, no. They're like the trial by fire, gifts. Um, and he was, and so he taught me through our challenges, the hardest relationship ever. But I kind of like I knew I didn't want to lose him.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like I knew this was the relationship. Like I had to really figure out. I had to fight for it. Could not mess this one up. Um, any more than I already had, which is another story. Uh, so I figured it out, and the thing that I figured out, to make a very long story short, was that it doesn't actually take two to change a relationship. You can change a
Mm.
relationship with just one.
Right, which is a very different way of saying that. I mean, you don't hear that very often.
No, you
Right.
don't. And we'll circle
Mm-hmm.
back to that because that's a really important piece of the work that I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually become foundational to everything that we teach.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but became the catalyst for walking away from therapy and starting Powerful Love, our relationship mentoring and education business, because Cal and I knew that the transformation we were able to create and what we had figured out was something that people needed to have, and needed to have in a bigger and more impactful way than I could ever do as a therapist.
Yeah, what was the difference? I mean, what was the shift that from the therapy to the work that you do that was
Yeah,
so significant?
there's a lot of pieces to that, but I would say that some of the biggest were wanting to be able to work with Cal,
Mhm.
who's not trained as a therapist,
Mhm. Mhm.
and so I had to go the coaching route if I wanted to partner with him, and I knew that
Right.
when we brought our energies together and what we could do together, that was a really transformational like opportunity.
Mhm.
Another piece was that I wanted to be able to make a global impact and work with people everywhere and anywhere. But
Mhm.
as a therapist, I'm restricted to just like being working with people who live in the state that I live in and am licensed
Right.
in. So that
Right.
is a really big restriction.
Right.
And then like, the third biggest piece is I wanted to work honestly more closely and authentically with my clients. So I
Right.
wanted to be able to give them the opportunities to uh, have messaging access to me,
Mhm.
to come over to our house for an intensive or to go to their house for an intensive,
Mhm.
to um, bring people together in community for a workshop.
Right.
Um, and there are because of confidentiality and PHI or insurance restrictions, there's a lot of limitations in terms
Right.
of disclosure and people knowing that other people are even being treated by me.
Yeah.
And I didn't
Yeah.
want to deal with all of
Yeah.
those
I've
hoops
worked
and
with a lot of
things.
clients that have moved from the counseling space over into the world of coaching, and
Yeah.
that's a, and for a lot of the same reasons, and being able to bring in different modalities and that you
Hmm.
couldn't use in the therapy space.
Yeah.
So I mean, I totally get that shift and that reason for wanting to make that change. And there is so much power in coming together in community and circle
Yes.
and being able to really show up, one on one, and like in a very sacred space. All of
Yes.
that makes so much sense.
Yes. And
Yeah.
that's actually to kind of finish the initial question you asked me about how I came to wanting to work with entrepreneurial women
Hmm.
is actually from the power of that community and sacred circle space is when I started like entering into entrepreneurial women communities,
Hmm.
the power of
And
that
seeing
feminine
it. Yeah.
energy, right? The power
Yeah.
of those communities and what entrepreneurial women are trying to do in this world, the
Yeah.
impact that we want to make, the journeys that we're on, the fire in our hearts. I was like, oh my gosh. I was
Yeah.
so inspired. I was so moved that it lit a fire in me. I was like, these are my people. These are this is who I want to serve more than anybody else. And I'm like, these yes, all women. I want all women to be empowered and lifted and to have marriages that fulfill them. I want all men to be happy and whole and in relationships that support them. I want all queer and non-binary folks to know love
Hmm.
and partnership, right? Like I want everyone.
Yeah.
But and like it I could not deny the fire that was there. And it's like because of everything that we need that's extra that we're trying to do in the world and bring to the world. It's
Yeah.
like the extra energy we need. I
Hmm.
want us to know how to invite that and co-create that at home with our
Hmm.
spouses and partners. Because I really
Mm.
believe the world needs what we have to give. The
Yeah.
world needs women and feminine energy, yes. And we, the women entrepreneurs and leaders and visionaries of the world, like we're at the forefront of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to like stand beside and behind in full support of like pouring energy into these women and helping them know how to like channel that energy from love from their husbands or wives or spouses so that they've got everything that they need to just go shine their
Yeah.
lights.
You have such a beautiful passion around this. I mean, from the
Mm.
moment you and I met each other at the eWomen conference last year,
Yeah.
and I just loved your energy from the moment we met. And your passion around this is just it's just contagious. It's like, and people lean in. They're looking to connect into that kind of energy in their homes and their
Mhm.
relationships. So I love it so much. So you've been talking a lot about a relationship revolution. What does that
Yes.
mean to you? Tell us what that is and just give us more information on that.
I love it.
What's
Thank you for
happening?
asking that question. So the relation, this is my mission, Cami. I'm on a mission to lead a global movement. This is so big for me to claim this and own this, but I am claiming it. I'm owning it. A global movement that revolutionizes relationships and redefines what it means to love. What a relationship revolution looks like for me is a shift in how we understand what relationships are here for,
Hmm.
that we recognize relationships as everything everywhere all the time,
Hmm.
right? That we are in relationships, like everything is relationships,
Yep.
and we shift out of individuality and into a sense of relationality. We start seeing
Hmm.
ourselves as relational beings, recognizing that who we be and what we do doesn't just affect ourselves, doesn't just affect the thing in front of us, but has ripple effects that circle back to us,
Right.
right? So it's a coming back into awareness of our oneness, of our
Hmm.
connectivity.
So
And
our
so,
oneness plus our connectivity. So it's both
yes,
sides of that. Hmm.
yes, yeah, like it's the both and, right?
Right.
Like
Hmm.
we are one, and as such, we are connected. Like, yeah, it's the both and. And it's this revolution also recognizes that to to create change in our relationships, in our lives, in our world, because if everything's relationships, it's all the same, right? To create change, we don't have to force, right? We have to be,
Hmm.
right? We change us. It starts with our own frequency. It starts
Hmm.
here.
Hmm. So
The
agree with that.
revolution, right? The
How we're
revolution
showing
starts,
up. Hmm.
yes, and in our hearts. And this is what I mean too around the idea of what it means to love, because I think the idea of love is actually a very new idea, historically, and while
I guess I didn't
conceptually
know that. I never had thought about that. But that's an interesting thing. I'd never thought about that before.
it is like the way we understand love now historically
Hmm.
is rather new.
Okay.
Like love is something that we feel, the warm butterfly tingly, and what we think of love actually has another word that is more appropriate, which is cathexis, which is like our
Mm.
investment in something else, our attachment, our good feelings toward and from another thing.
Say the word again.
Cathexis,
Okay.
Cathexis, I
Okay.
believe.
Okay. I'll learn a
Um,
new word today.
I know. Uh, this is fairly new learning for me as well, actually. The best definition of love that I've ever come across came from M. Scott Peck, who's an author of the book The Road Less Traveled.
Hmm.
Older book, not my favorite in general, but this definition was really profound, and I have it's really changed things for me. Um, and essentially, the way that he talks about love is that love is the willingness to extend oneself for the greatest good and spiritual growth of oneself and another person.
Mm.
Which is to say that love is not how we feel, it's something that we do. It comes from a willingness. It comes from a choice that we make, which comes from consciousness. So we have to move out of autopilot reactivity
Mm-hmm.
into conscious awareness, into responsiveness, into accountability, into empowerment, into
And it's
alignment.
for the greater good of ourselves and for the other person.
Exactly. And so
Yeah.
what,
That's
and
a
that,
really beautiful definition. Because,
right?
we always think of this, the romanticized view of love. But this is
Yeah.
a very different, I mean, I actually feel like a groundedness like associated with that.
Yes. Yeah. And what's so powerful about it is it recognizes that sometimes in relationship, the loving thing to do isn't always comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It may actually be very painful. It
Mm-hmm.
may be hard. It may be upsetting to your partner, right? Because the loving thing to do may be to share a truth that they don't want to hear
Right.
or to call them in to growth
Yeah.
because
To
because
invite,
staying
is it call, when
small.
you say call them into growth, is it invite them into growth?
Yes, invite them in. Yes. It sometimes yes. I like invitation. I'm thinking about whether I want to stick with sometimes calling. Um I think there's space sometimes for calling as
Mm-hmm.
a stronger positioning
Okay.
simply because in in partnership for women especially, right,
Mm-hmm.
we can be very soft,
Mm-hmm.
especially with our men,
Mm-hmm.
right, soft and tender and passive, and we want to present it in a gentle way that does not upset or disrupt their ego. And
Uh-huh.
we may invite, like, I really think it would be a good idea if you went to therapy to work on this trauma,
Uh-huh.
right, because it's a
Mm-hmm.
because it's affecting our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That could be an
And
invitation.
that extra statement, I think it'd be a good idea. And then the because I think it's affecting our relationships
Hmm.
actually brings that full circle.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful invitation,
Mm-hmm.
and a calling in
Uh-huh.
from a place of greater power
Uh-huh.
would sound something like, "Honey, I love you, and I know that you care about our relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and because you have not dealt with your
Mm-hmm.
trauma, our relationship is suffering. I
Yeah.
need you to step into your healing journey and take
I see
care
that
of this
difference.
because our relationship will not continue to to thrive and grow if you do not.
Oh,
And
wow.
I do not want to continue doing the labor of rehealing my wounds
Mm-hmm.
as an effect of the way that you react from
Mm-hmm.
unhealed trauma.
Yeah.
I
And
need you
that's
to
and
do
that's
it.
the
That's a
whole
calling
skill
in
set.
for
Yeah,
me.
that's really interesting. And the whole skill set of communications is between two people is and to do it in a way that is kind and loving, but also delivers on what you need to be able
Mhm.
to grow and evolve. I think it's such a skill set.
It is and it isn't.
Okay.
So, okay, so this is so interesting because people really like they grab onto this idea of communication
Mm-hmm.
as like so super important in relationships, which I get because it's like the
Mm-hmm.
primary tool we use, right, to
Yeah.
improve our
Yeah. Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when so communication goes sideways, first of all, when we are activated in our nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
actually, the primary skill set we need to develop is staying anchored in our nervous system.
Mm.
Okay. Staying
Yeah.
grounded in our power,
Yeah.
staying conscious and connected to our truth, what it is
Yeah.
we feel, right? And so a lot of that happens, the skill happens in becoming aware ahead of time what it is, what am I feeling? What do I need? What's really going on here? Like
Mm-hmm.
what is my ask?
Yeah.
Even because
Yeah.
if we're in reactivity, we're just saying like, you're the problem, your trauma is coming up, I can't deal with this anymore, right? Like it's just reaction.
Yeah.
What is this? How
Yeah.
might I be participating in such and such? How can I support my partner in feeling safe in taking this step, right? What can I
Yeah.
do to set them up for success? How do I be their teammate, right? So we're doing consciousness work. We're doing awareness work. That's
Hmm.
not communication skills.
Right.
That's love. That's
Like
awareness.
it's really connected into. And so when you talk about being able to um, do this work on your own, because I that's one of the things, you can do this work on your own
Mhm.
without your partner,
Yeah.
and shift the relationship. Talk a little bit
Yes.
about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So if we're sticking with this example, right? Like if you do this work
Hmm.
within yourself, right? You
Hmm.
prepare how what you want to say, like how you're feeling, what you need, and you're coming back into the relationship. Like you're anchored, you're connected, you're clear, and you're also in supportive partnership. You're not pointing your fingers, you're not shaming your partner. You're saying like, I need you to do this. I want to support you, right? Like let's figure this out together. What do you need? I need you to take ownership of this, but I'm here
Hmm.
with you. I know it's not going to change overnight. I
Right.
want to walk with you on this journey. I need you, like, if you're willing to do this work, I'm willing to walk with you.
Hmm.
But and I want to partner with you. You're not alone in this. Let's build this together because this is what I want, babe. This is where I want to go. Right. So you're painting the picture, you're sharing your heart. You're like you're an us. This is an us.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right. Which is the love. Like this is what I desire. I want us to work. So this is where I want to go. I want us to get there. Um, your partner's not participated so far in any of that awareness work, right? Any of that
Because it starts within
identification,
first, is what
right?
really the
You've
story.
done all of
Yeah.
that within. And
Yeah.
again, I don't know that it takes communication skills, because when you connect with this in your heart and from a place of power and just like knowing,
Hmm.
and you speak from your heart,
Hmm.
you just speak, you just share your truth, you just share love. And
Hmm.
the energy, the frequency, like that comes through. And it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter how the words come out. You might
Yeah.
stumble through it. You might talk too much. I talk too much, if you can tell. But like, um, like if the energy comes and they
It's
feel
embodied,
you.
right? It's
Yeah,
like, I talk about embodied all the time, right? Like getting embodied on the stage,
yeah,
and it's embodied in the conversation, and it's
yeah,
coming from your truth that you've done the inner work to get to that.
yeah,
And so that
yes,
makes that that conversation go more easy because
hmm,
you're coming from that space, and
yes,
people can receive it in a different way.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I get
so
that.
they feel you, and they feel
Hmm.
your love.
Yeah.
And then they sit with it, and you're in your power. So like however they react,
Yeah.
you're okay, you know what to do next.
Yeah.
And because your power is always in how you respond to
Yeah.
their reaction,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So another way that I like to talk about this idea of it only takes one to change a
Mhm.
relationship
Mhm.
is we have this metaphor of it takes two to tango, right?
Right. Mhm.
uh and that's absolutely true. Like you can't have a relationship without two people. I mean, yes, you're in a
Right.
relationship with yourself, but then there's you and yourself. There's still two. Right? Um, so yes, you are in relationship with your partner. There's two of you, and it takes those two to have a relationship, two to tango. But and it only takes one of you to learn the steps of the tango and lead the dance of the tango.
Mhm.
So think of a tango as a complicated dance. Your partner may know nothing about how to do a tango, but if you learn how to go tango, you become an expert at the tango, and you become the leader of the tango, and your partner is willing to dance with you, and you're a
Yeah.
really great leader of the tango. It might be messy at first, you might step on each other's feet, but they will eventually learn the tango with you, and eventually they will be doing the tango with you, right?
Yeah.
Ideally,
Yeah.
you want them to learn the tango with you. Of course, we all do.
Yeah.
But do you need them to? No. And what typically happens, which is lovely, is that we start to lead the dance. We learn the steps, we start to lead the dance. And our partners start to feel safer, more loved,
Mhm.
happier in the relationship.
Mhm.
And they start to want to learn to because it
And that
feels
mirrors back.
better.
Yeah,
Yes.
it mirrors back.
So we're actually not, it's like this is why when I talk about it, it's like, you know, even if your partner's not doing the work at first or for now
Yeah.
or right
And I think
now.
that's probably an important part, at first or for now, because if it's forever, then
Yes.
that's not
Yeah,
sustainable.
that's not
Yeah.
sustainable.
Yeah.
I acknowledge that. Like
Yeah.
that's not going to do. That's not what I want any woman or person to sign up for.
Right.
Um the idea is to start leading it and to learn how to call your partner in, invite them in, inspire them up
Yeah.
to join you in this new level, in
Yeah.
this new learning, in this new
I see
expansion.
that. I see it. It's beautiful. I mean, and it is, like you said, it is a shift from so much of what we've heard over the years. But I do love that it's this inner work first, and then
Hmm.
finding this grounding that you come from, that someone can meet you there.
Yes.
And I think that's really a beautiful approach to this. So yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
so we've talked a little bit about how important it is for women entrepreneurs to really, look at their relationships. And I mean, I feel very blessed. I feel like I've been married to my husband now for 13 years, and we he's been the most supportive person in the world when it comes to, like growing my business. And I'm very, very blessed. And I know over the years of all the clients that I work with, I've had clients that, have had husbands that were like that. And I also
Hmm.
have clients who had partners who weren't as supportive. And you
Yeah.
see it. I mean, I can see it as their business coach. I can see the impact that takes on someone,
Yeah.
it can pull someone down because,
Hmm.
you're and you nailed it. It's like the messy world of being entrepreneurs. We have so much that we are lifting
Oh
up and
yeah.
we're carrying and we're leading and all the
Yeah.
things. And if we've got this pull down on
Hmm.
us, it
Hmm.
impacts how we can show up. So how did you, I mean, and I know this has been this big shift for you, is like you found this, like your sweet spot of, oh my gosh, this is who I want to be serving.
Yeah.
Um, what is it, what really sparked that knowing that this was where you needed to be?
You know, Cami, it just hit me. While I was, I think actually at Icon.
Oh,
Um,
oh, so just this summer.
hmm.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
it was. Yeah, it's been that recent. So
Okay.
so we've been in business for almost 5 years. We started
Mhm.
in 2021,
Mhm.
and worked initially. Our work focused on like couples who were at the brink
Mhm.
of divorce. So just
Mhm.
really focused on couples. And for a lot of the journey, I kind of struggled with like, do I niche? How do I niche? A lot of the marketing advice was
Mhm.
around, wanting to just speak to like one person, speak
Mhm.
directly to your person. And I didn't know how to do that when I was talking to a couple because
Right. Right.
my experience is very different from Cal's experience. And
Mhm.
so I was like, do I speak to the me's or do I speak to the Cal? So I try to speak to the me versions. And then it was like, do I speak to just women, or is it to queer women, or is it to business women? And I think I bounced around a lot in uncertainty and
Mhm.
in a uh, disconnection, I think, from my own identity and power and
Mhm.
place.
Mhm.
But when when I came to Ignite, or not Ignite, eWomen. Sorry, it was
Icon.
eWomen, not Ignite.
Mhm. Mhm.
Or Icon. Icon.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain.
That's right. So that's the
Um,
eWomen icon is the
eWomen.
one that you're talking
eWomen
about. Mhm.
Icon. Yes.
Mhm.
So this August this year, when I came to Icon, um, which, for those listening, if you've never been, this is a conference of, I don't know, several hundred women
Mhm.
entrepreneurs. there was just something about the energy and the sisterhood and the commitment to lifting one another up,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that filled a part of me, I think,
Yeah.
that
Lit you
I
up.
had been missing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Because you've been
and
working in couples so much. And then there's
mhm,
this whole nother field. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. And, and I think that sometimes in business, we, we create the things that we need for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like the business started as a creation of what I had found for myself
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
be able to give to other
Mm-hmm.
people.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have this in many ways for myself. And yet there's more that I want. Like, as I'm doing this work, there's been a new level of fulfillment that I've been, I don't want to say demanding, but that I've been uh, like calling in,
Yeah.
that has been coming through for me
Right.
as I transition into a new level of identity, a new level of power, a new level of leadership,
Yeah.
entering into perimenopause. And so I'm going through like the shifts in my life that that's creating. And it's like, it's requiring shifts in my relationship with Cal.
Yeah.
And that too has been, uh, in like inviting me to once again re-practice the very same things that I teach, which for a hot minute was like, oh no, am I a fraud because we're struggling? And then on the other
No,
side of it,
it's like
it
it's
was like,
real.
I was like, oh yeah, no, this is
We're not
just
ever done, are we?
this is just me, like repeating the process and reminding myself that it does work,
Yeah.
and reminding myself what it feels like when you're going through it, and keeping myself anchored to like the women that I'm here to lead.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not above it. I'm not beyond it.
Yeah.
I'm not
Well, I think
done with
that's
it.
what all of us, we all teach the work that we're here to teach, and
Yes.
we move through it as well. And
Yeah.
it's how we stay connected into
Exactly.
serving our clients. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's like the community gave me that the sense of sisterhood that I felt
Hmm.
like I was missing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want more sisterhood. I want to create my own community. I want to create
Yeah.
my own sacred sister circles
Yeah.
where I'm not just leading, but I get to witness the gifts that these other powerful women can give to one another. I want to bring women together where we can, which is why I've created a mastermind and not just a
Yeah.
coaching program,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where I want to bring together like power and resources, and brilliance and spirit
Yeah.
for all of us, through all of us.
Yeah. I love that.
Uh,
And your business, what's happened in your business as you've made this awareness shift?
oh my gosh. It's it's like magic and miracles, Cami.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
That's what happens when we get aligned, right?
it's so cool. I started keeping a list on my phone of all of the like little God winks that we've been getting, like the biggest
Mhm.
sales I've ever made. I made more money in Q4 than I have ever before in a quarter. Little like uh, upgrades. Cal got
Yeah.
upgraded to first class, like on 2 different flights. We got upgraded hotel rooms, like out of nowhere, like money
Yeah.
coming in, surprise and delights, calls, opportunities. I just had a call with a PR person who wants to publish my story in part of her global network. She shared it with her editorial group, and the editor in chief from Vogue Monaco wrote this glowing email about my story and how I need to be like a global a global presence, and he wants to feature me in these global magazines, including like Rolling Stones British, and
Oh my
I
God,
mean,
that's awesome.
and I'm
I
gonna have
love it.
like a freaking feature on in Times Square on one of the
Hmm.
freaking billboards in Times
Yeah.
Square, Kemi.
Yeah. That's awesome.
What the frick is happening in my life right now? So cool.
So
So
very cool.
2026,
Congratulations.
you're the fire horse.
Yeah.
I'm
You're the
ready.
fire horse. I'm all for it, man.
I'm
Bring
ready.
it on. Bring it
Yes.
on. I so love it. So for someone tuning in right now, what's something that they could really do in their to really feel more empowered in their relationships right now? What's one thing that they could do?
Mm, yes. Um, you know, so I want to give you my like my power question. So as you're like shifting from, and this is like the core of the work, right? To shift from reactivity into like conscious responsiveness. So
Hmm.
you're choosing how you want to respond to the things that
Hmm.
are happening. Like
Hmm.
that is, if I could simplify the work, that's it.
Yeah.
Um, and that takes practice,
Yeah.
practice. In those moments when you catch yourself and give yourself the opportunity to slow down and consider how you're going to respond. This is the power question that I offer to all of my clients, that I teach my
Okay.
clients to come back to every time. What is the next best step I could take that is most likely to lead me to the outcome I ultimately desire?
Mm. Mm.
It's just like, how could I respond next
Yeah.
that is
I
most
like it.
likely? Because we don't know for sure. Most
I like
likely
it. I like it. And I
to
also
lead me
keep
to what
going
I
back
ultimately
to
desire.
I keep going back to your definition of love is
Mhm.
what's for the betterment of myself first of all and the betterment of the
Mhm.
person that I am in relationship with. That's another way I think that can
Yeah.
really that's a powerful question you've gotten, and I think it's like if you can look at it through a couple different lenses like that, I
Yeah.
think the way you show up in that space is very
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the relationship that you ultimately desire is one where both of you have grown into your highest good, right? Where you're
Yeah.
not staying stuck, where you're not continuing to repeat patterns,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. There's
Um,
growth and evolution there. Love it.
mhm.
I love
And
it.
it's like the thing I ultimately, and that ultimately word in the question is really important, because often what we want in the moment, sometimes it's like I want my partner to hurt as much as they hurt me.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's I want to avoid conflict. And
Right.
so I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to bring it up. But
Yeah.
if it's what I ultimately want to be able to feel safer, then to
Hmm.
get to that, you might need to reflect that you've been hurt and
Yeah.
ask your partner to make a change, even
Yeah.
if it means going through some discomfort in the moment,
Right.
right?
Right.
And
Right.
so you have to be willing to like think far enough ahead, like what am I going toward? What am I trying to create here in my
Hmm.
relationship, in my life, for myself, for
Hmm.
my partner? Who do I see us? Who could
Hmm.
we be? What's the potential? What's the possibility? And which step in this crossroads, like which step, which response that I'm aware of in this moment, because you can only do the best you can do in the moment, but which step that
Right.
I can be aware of, that I can come up with, would be more likely to take me in the general direction of that result.
Mm.
And then see
Beautiful.
what happens
Yeah.
and keep
Beautiful.
course correcting as you go.
Beautiful. Okay, so where can people learn more about you, your company, and all that you bring out into the world?
Yes, thank you. So I am most visible on Facebook,
Hmm.
on my personal page at Jeni.Wahlig. I'm sure those will be in show notes.
Hmm.
But you can also learn about our company on powerfullove.com.
Hmm.
Powerful Love only has one L, one word, one L. And I am I'm always available to connect with for questions, resources, exploration calls. You can find me, you can send me a DM, you can send me an email, connect@powerfullove.com. I'm available in other social media places, but those are the best ways to
Awesome.
connect with me. We have
Awesome.
some free resources on our website as well, and we just
And do you
love
do
to.
retreats and things still too?
Yes, yes, we do. We are tentatively planning a retreat in October of
Uh-huh.
2026,
Hmm.
and I am going to be doing some workshops in the upcoming year. I've got some really good things planned and coming up, and of course, launching our Fulfilled Mastermind for Entrepreneurial
Nice.
Women
Nice.
in January. So I'm
Awesome.
really
Love
excited
it.
about that.
Love it. Love it. The final question I always close with is what are three pearls of wisdom you'd like to leave with us today?
Three pearls of wisdom. Um, First, know that you are powerful and you don't need to wait for your partner to change or be ready in order to create the changes that you desire in your
Hmm.
relationship.
Hmm.
Uh, the second is come back to you when you're struggling. Like take the reflection and reflect it back here in terms of like, where is your power? How might you be contributing to what's not working? And how can you contribute to the solution? The
Mm.
shortcut Cal and I always went to, because this is who we be, is like, what's my shit to own here?
Hmm.
And that was our way of snapping us into our relational leadership, which is what we
Yeah.
teach.
Yeah.
Um, and my third pearl of wisdom is to allow yourself to believe in the possibilities of love.
Yeah.
That love itself, when you are coming from what love really is, what love really means, what it really means to be love, to practice love, to do love, to embody love, it unlocks doors and possibilities like you would not even imagine. Not only
Hmm.
in your relationship, but within yourself, your
Yeah.
identity, within your
Yeah.
business, within just in every aspect of your life is transformational.
Mm.
And this is why I when I talk about this work, it's like it's like relationships are the doorway, are the channel through which I work,
Hmm.
but love is the medicine that kind of just heals and unlocks every other aspect of your life.
Mm. So
Um,
beautiful.
yeah.
So beautiful. Well, thank you, Jenny, so much for being here with us today and sharing all your good wisdom.
Oh,
I really
my pleasure, Tammy.
appreciate
Thank you
you.
for
And
having me on.
yeah, it's been a great conversation. So thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes, you're so welcome.